Hi crafters, Amy here, and I have a single layer summary encouragement card to share with you. Now I made this single layer card with this awesome new stencil called Surfs Up. It's part of the June release at A Colorful Life Designs. I'm going to combine that with my Paradise Found inks from Catherine Pooler. I have an A2 size card base, my Wendy Vecchi station tool, and my blending brushes. And this comes together super quickly. You will note that I do have some pixie spray on the back of this. This is a very delicate stencil, so you'll want it for this type of stencil. And then here's a photo of the finished card that I'm going to make for you today. It's all single layer, super flat, easy to ship, so a great way to send out some handmade love to your friends and people that maybe don't live so close to you. So I'm just lining this up right on an A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock, and I'm using my brayer to really push it down into the cardstock. Like I said, you want to get a nice even coating of pixie spray on this type of stencil because of all these little delicate bits. I honestly probably could have coated it a little bit better than I did, but I was able to make it work without too much of it lifting up on me. But I don't want any blue to get over into the yellow area that I'm ultimately going to blend for the sun rays. So I'm just using this low tack tape here just to kind of mask off loosely where the wave ends and then the sun rays begin. So it's a little cumbersome, but not too bad. It's kind of a simple design. And I'm not going to worry about it once I go the opposite direction, because it doesn't really matter if yellow gets onto the blue, because the water would then just look a little bit more teal, which is fine. But I don't want the blue to get over into the yellow, so I'm starting off masking that off, and then I'm using a couple of these colors just with varying levels of intensity, so heavier handed in spots, lighter handed in others, but just take your time. I tend to be a little rough, not gentle, so that could be why the stencil lifted up a little bit on here for me. But the way that I kind of counteracted that is I just made sure I made it extra dark where I had messed it up, and then that way it kind of still looks like a bit of a contrast, even though I went a little bit underneath the stencil. So it's a little bit of a tip. You can see where I just laid down that really dark navy blue. I knew the stencil had lifted up on me there. And so if I came in at really dark with the stencil pushed down, then I knew that my mess up wouldn't be as evident. So hopefully that makes sense. But I went through and removed all the little pieces of masking tape that I had laid down, and now I have a yellow color and more of an orange color. I didn't end up using that mandarin because I felt it was a little bit too dark. I did bust out my orange blending brush and use some residual ink on that, but I didn't want to come in with too dark of a color. But it is also fun if you kind of bring in more reds and oranges just to kind of create even more of a contrast in the sun rays. That is another option as well, but I want to keep it, pretty much yellow with varying lights and darks. So here I'm just going to carefully pull it back. You can see off to the lower right is where I messed up a little bit, but since I made it darker, it still has a bit of a contrast and doesn't really show too much. So I have this super cute seagull stamp set from Hero Arts, and I'm going to use this Seize the Day, S-E-A-S, super cute little pun, but I thought that fit well in the space as far as the design, and it wasn't going to take away from anything. But this is me loading it up into the Misty here, and I'm just going to pick it up with my Misty door and stamp it down with one of the same colors that I ink blended with. So I'm going to bring out that blue color again, and then just stamp that down with this rich, juicy ink pad, and then make sure I get some even pressure here. I have my press tool from Tailored Expressions, and that's it. Super easy. This card came together really quickly. So if you're in the market for some easy designs that you can batch, I don't know if you do card donations or for your local church or for maybe nursing homes, but this is a really fun way to send some summary encouragement cards to your loved ones without a lot of bulk. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and be sure to check out the rest of the June release. There's loads of good stuff in the shop, and use my coupon and save on your complete order. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.